sure not many people know that, but obviously people within my circle, I actually did a little stint in McDonald's. Listen, life's hard in general. If you want something bad enough, then you can't really go in half-hearted or talk yourself out of it. So, like I said, for me, it was a no-brainer. But obviously, it was a dream, but it wasn't something that I thought was actually going to happen, if I'm not totally honest. So, in order for you to kind of grow, in order for you to sort of really push yourself, you've got to come out of your comfort zone. So, at that time, it was almost a kind of, do you know what, this might be the end of the road kind of thing.
So, thank you so much for coming on here. As it says in the title here, we have someone who has tremendous amounts of experience when it comes to getting the right mindset to achieve things in life. So, Kay, thank you for coming on. I'll let you give the whole name. I've been struggling with pronouncing it for the last couple of weeks.
It's all right. That's why everyone calls me Kay. It's a lot easier, but it's Kayode Odejayi is the full pronunciation, but Kay works fine for me, no problem.
Give us like the brief version of like what was it like for you growing up, what got you into football, and where you got to where you are today.
Yeah, so obviously, as you mentioned there, growing up like most young boys, you grow up wanting to play football, and that's the dream. I didn't particularly pursue it. I mean, I started quite late in football terms. I was already sort of GCSEs done. I'd started sixth form. My cousin, or second cousin, should I say, who's a professional footballer as well, Ade Akinbaye, he helped me get some trials. So I had trials at Millwall, had trials at Bristol. Bristol offered me a contract. Millwall wanted to see me again. Cut a long story short, I signed for Bristol. I wanted to kind of get out of London, thinking, that would help me focus on obviously trying to achieve that dream. So that's where the journey started. Bristol City for a few years, 2-3 years. Got actually released from Bristol, so had to think about things, reevaluate it. Went non-league with Forest Green. Made it back into the league with Cheltenham, from Cheltenham to Barnsley, a few loan moves, Barnsley to Rotherham, and then a few other sort of part-time clubs towards the end, and then sort of ended up with the personal training and the fitness stuff that I'm doing now. So long story short, yeah, that's basically it.
Did you ever like do any other work or any other jobs before 17, before you went into...
To be honest, there was one summer where, me and my friends, like most sort of teenagers, were thinking, wow, mum and dad ain't going to be supporting us much more. We need to try and get a bit of pocket money. So I actually ended up working in McDonald's for a little bit before I started playing football. So I'm sure not many people know that, but obviously people within my circle, I actually did a little stint in McDonald's. My brothers loved it because at the end of every shift, there used to be a nice little bag of leftover goodies that I used to bring home. So they were happy with that. But other than that, and other than sort of work experience at building society, those are the only kind of things I did before I started playing football. So one summer in McDee's, the Golden Arches.
So how long was it then after leaving school and then getting into football?
I think I was doing English literature. I was doing sociology because I was, from a very young age, I was very interested in sort of the psychology and things like that. And then I was doing computer science as well. That was another big interest of mine. So I'd actually already started. Obviously, when I'd offered the contract, it was a case of, do you take it on, or do you take the challenge, or do you kind of stay on with the education route? And, listen, life's hard in general. If you want something bad enough, then you can't really go in half-hearted or talk yourself out of it. So, like I said, for me, it was a no-brainer. But
did it go from like, there's no opportunities to get into football, I'm starting my sixth form, and then all of a sudden it was? Or was it kind of always in the background of a possibility?
Obviously, it was a dream, but it wasn't something that I thought was actually going to happen, if I'm not totally honest.
So at that point, when like it became a reality that, yeah, this is an avenue that you now have the choice to go down, what was that like mentally? Like what kind of either turned on or turned off for you?
It was a massive opportunity, and one that I kind of just, was so grateful for. And I think that's something that's kind of stuck with me throughout my whole career. I always had a big sense of gratitude, and I always, try and encourage people to sort of take that view on life in general, because, I mean, here I am, young lad, just been signed, 17, getting paid to play football, massive opportunity. And And like I said, from day one, right throughout my career, I've always been grateful. So no matter sort of how bad things got, I always just thought, you know what, you could be in a lot worse position. You're going out every day playing football and getting paid for it. So that was always a nice little leveler for me.
So obviously we're talking about football here for you, but if anybody's ever going to pursue anything, there's going to be distractions. And you said you want to get out of London because so you could focus more. Well, what was distracting you in London?
I wouldn't say it was much a distraction, but like I said, you're in London, you know, you kind of got all your family there, you got all your friends there, you kind of everything you've known is there. So it's almost a case of, I think, again, as I've grown up, you kind of learn that, you know, in order for you to kind of grow, in order for you to sort of really push yourself, you've got to come out of your comfort zone. So it would have been easy for me to maybe stay at home with my mum and dad there, my friends there, and all that there. So it was a case of, not being comfortable and trying to probably fully focus on the massive opportunity that I've been given.
17, opportunity of a lifetime. You take it with both hands, and then come 19 years of age, so a couple of years in the game. What was it like when you started to now experience that it wasn't all roses?
Yeah, it was. It wasn't nice at all, and because at that time it is devastating. You go there, you're thinking, wow, this is it. You know, this is what we've been talking about. This is what you're dreaming about, and then the next thing is kind of taken away from you. When you're talking about mindset, you can't sort of go into something with that in the back of your mind, because even if you're trying to give it your all and give it your best, if you've got that sort of negativity sort of in the back of your head, you're never gonna be able to produce. If you don't give it your all, if you don't show what you're all about and play like, you know, it means what you say it means to you, then you'll end up finding yourself in that situation again.
So how did that happen? Was it just like on game days, you know, from the crowd? Was there anything outside, like in the training ground? Was there anything online? Like how was...
To be honest, there's one particular game that sticks in my mind, and I think we were playing Crystal Palace. We were playing Crystal Palace at home. There was a couple of opportunities to score that I probably should have done better with, and you know, I'm never one to sort of shy away from that. If you're not scoring the goals, then you know people are going to come for you. That's just one game that sort of stands out in my mind, that when things sort of started to turn in terms of fans getting on your back, getting a bit sort of, you know, voicing their sort of their feelings, should I say. So it was one of them things that you kind of just have to take as a footballer, and you just take it on the chin, you just roll out your sleeves and try and give your best whenever you get the opportunity.
So when did that awesome time in your career come where you scored that goal, that awesome goal that we rewatched? It's one of those moments where we like show the clip.
She's passed to Devaney. Van Hopwood up in support. Odejayi! Yes! What a leap and what a goal! Kayode Odejayi, who hasn't scored since September, has delivered here for Barnsley. His power in the air, just too much for Chelsea defenders. Simon David doing his best out there to keep calm, keep composed, but they're letting rip, the Barnsley fans, and no wonder. Such a moment for him. I'll tell you what, this is a great ball from Devaney. Odejayi beaten in the air.
And what was that like?
So yes, that's like talking 12 years ago now. So it's probably, like, again, my first season at Barnsley, you know, in and out of the team, not scoring, not doing particularly great in terms of goal return. The team struggling as well. You know, we're fighting against relegation, and then we just end up going on this unbelievable cup run. I mean, we beat Liverpool away at Anfield, where they hadn't been beaten for X amount of years. I was on the bench for that game. Come on. And then you beat them and you think you can't get any better. And then you got a home tie against Chelsea in the quarterfinals, and the winner gets to play at Wembley, the new Wembley, for the first time. So it's kind of like, the stuff dreams are made of. So again, like I said, we're struggling in the league. I haven't scored for ages. I get the nod. I start the game, and luckily enough for me, I managed to get that decisive goal. We win 1-0. It goes down in history. The team has done unbelievably well, and you got little old Barnsley beating Liverpool and Chelsea on the way to the FA Cup semi-final at Wembley in front of 90,000 people. So yes, you can look back at that season and think about all the negative stuff. But like I said, when you talk about that, how can you not look on that with nothing but positivity?
So, seeing as I'm a Liverpool fan, let's skip straight to the Chelsea game.
Yeah.
What was it like in the dressing room after that game when you won?
It was, you can imagine, it was unbelievable. It was just, yeah, I can't even begin to tell you. There was.
Was it like you won the cup itself?
Pardon, sorry.
Was it like you won the cup itself?
Well, yeah, pretty much. I mean, we're just beating Chelsea at home, and it was just like, how have we even done that? We were holding on for dear life at the end, and the boys at the back done unbelievably well. And we had another ex-Cheltenham boy in there, Mr. Martin Devaney. He got a couple of assists, one in the Liverpool game, one in the Chelsea game. So it was all a bit surreal, to be fair. And it took a good few days for me personally for it to all kind of really sink in. It was just unbelievable. When you look back now and look at the names on that team sheet, it's kind of, yeah, it's crazy to think what we achieved that day. For every level of your life, there's always going to be needed a new level of effort. So like I say to people, if you've worked with me for say 6 months, you're looking a lot leaner, you're looking a lot stronger, you're looking a lot fitter. What that level of effort that's got you to where you are at this point in time is not going to be enough to get you to the next level. So there's always a next level. There's always a next level. So
for me now it's getting interesting, because we're talking about like discovering true potential in people. And in fact, that's one of our programs. That's one of our taglines, is like discovering your true potential. Does it mean if I want to go to the next level that I've got to put more time in, or is there a way to get more out the time?
The simple question to that is, it's a case of you have to do everything and everything. Anything that's going to give you that extra 1%, anything that's going to give you that little bit more than what you previously had, then like I said, if you want it bad enough, you're going to have to do it. So yes, like I always say to people who might say, I haven't got time to work out, I haven't got time to do this. If you want to really do that something, one, you'll make the time for it. And that time that you've made for it, however little or big that is, you will utilize that to your maximum. Do you know what I mean? So if we're talking about mindset, if we're talking about being strong mentally, you want to build muscle on your body, you train it in the gym. You want to create a stronger mindset, you got to train your mind. So listen, read, watch things that are going to make you stronger mentally, things that are going to make you more robust and have a stronger mindset, so you can deal with the things that life throws at you in a better way. You want to get strong, you lift weights. You want to make your mind strong, you listen, read and watch the right things.
Just got one question to ask you, okay? And that is that in our community, we always say that we can never, ever, ever let people forget that they must do the right thing for the right reason. Now, why is that?
Because if you're not doing that thing for the right reason, then I think ultimately for me, you're never gonna it won't be 100% genuine, and you won't get the most out of it. So again, looking at business or career paths, for example, I don't think you can, if you're passionate about something, I don't think you can get into it thinking about how much money you're going to make. I'll use myself as an example. In the PT, personal fitness training industry, I've got into that because I've got a genuine passion to help people, to make people become better. I get a genuine joy out of doing that for someone. So when I go, for me, it's not even light work. It's not work to me. It may be my job, but it's not work for me. So I think that has to come first, because then you will get that maximum productivity. You're doing things from a genuine place. And I think when you're doing that, it will show in your work, and all the benefits and all the positives and everything else will come after that. So whatever it is you decide to do, whatever it is you want to do, whatever aspirations you got, make sure it has to be for the right reasons. Because if you're not going in it for the right reasons, you're never going to give it your all. That's my own take on it.
I just want to say thank you so much for coming on here.
Absolute pleasure.
Yeah, adding the value. Listening to you right here, I can feel there's absolute gems in here. And it's not laid out like a training program or anything else. I think they're like little gems that if people see them and if they realize them and they put them into action based on what we've been discussing here and what you've been saying, there's huge benefits for people to go and get. So like if someone wanted to reach out to you or understand about your training, how can they do that?
Yeah, so I'm on Instagram, Odejayi Lifestyle and Fitness, so you can reach out to me there. My wife runs the Facebook page, again, Odejayi Lifestyle and Fitness. So hit us up, send us a message. You can use this this live as a point of reference. And I know you've listened in, and I know you've got the right mindset, and you're right kind of person that that wants to be worked with. So yeah, just hit us up on our social media, no problem at all.
Okay, we can never let people forget that they got to do the right thing for the right reason. Now, why is that?
You've got to do the right thing for the right reason, because it's the only way to discover your true potential.
Yes, awesome. Thank you so much. That is brilliant.